Well, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? It's such a beautiful morning today. So welcome back to the podcast. We think differently. Is that a problem? Today we're going to dive into a question that almost every adult has asked themselves at some point. Do you ever get old enough to stop being a kid in your parents' eyes? I feel like you could be 25, 30, 50, 70 years old, raising your own children, paying bills, running a business, and making major life decisions, yet somehow your parents still see you as that little boy or little girl they raised. Is my question that is that a beautiful sign of unconditional love, or can it become frustrating when parents struggle to recognize their children as fully independent adults? So we're going to unpack the emotional, cultural, and psychological sides of this topic. Um, we'll discuss why parents often hold on to the image of their children from years ago, why some adult children feel they are never truly seen as grown-ups, and whether we should ever be at a point where parents completely let go. So let's dive in, sir.
All right. I tell you this. First of all, you look like a professor today.
No, you see this? I feel like it's like a boxy haircut today.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
like, what's going on here?
kind of
It's a big
Frankenstein.
change from last week's.
You gonna walk around? I eat brains. Like, oh Lord, no, she eats
Tell me
brains.
that, you always got something to say about my daughter hair.
And I wanted to wait till we started the show. Listen, all right, so and that's why I got a hat on. I was out there, doing some work in the yard, and
You
my
was
bush is
yard.
kind of, my cornrows is kind of, my cornrows is kind of nappy today. If I had hair, but anyway, to be honest with you, there's two ways to look at that, right?
Mhm, mhm.
First of all, is it a beautiful thing? Of course, it's a beautiful thing. That
Right.
means someone loves you,
Yes. Right.
right?
Right.
Um, or it could not be, because then that means someone doesn't respect you, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
depending on how you look at it, and depending on the situation.
Explain. Yeah.
Right. But also, it depends on what level you are,
Right.
right? And what I mean by that is that if you're the kid, you want to be looked at as an adult. But if
Hmm.
you have kids, you're always going to look at your kids as kids.
Right. Yep.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? So it all
Mhm.
depends on how you look at it. As being a child or a kid at one point, and having kids, um, I don't know. In today's world, I don't know if it looks different. It kind of feels different, meaning that I don't think mom and dad, right? They love us.
Right.
They care about us.
Mhm.
They think we make some good decisions. They think we make some damn dumb decisions.
Right. Right.
Uh,
I could say, I don't think, definitely not mom. Mom not ever letting go. She always gonna look at us as her kids. And I kind of understand it. I guess you understand it when you start having your own kids.
hmm
Because when I look at my kids, I'm like, and my kids are well over their 30s. I only got one left that's under 30. But
Damn, Nana.
yes, don't don't Kevin Hart me, all right?
Damn, Nana. I didn't even. You know what? I didn't even catch that. Yeah, that is a Kevin Hart.
Yes,
That's a new saying. Don't Kevin Hart me, right?
yes, don't Kevin
That's
Hart me.
funny. That's hilarious. But
Mhm.
Don Cheeto, man, you the man. Anyway, I don't care how
Yes,
old you are, dog. You
yes,
know what's
you
on
still
you?
the
Actually,
man.
to step off topic real quick. You know what is really annoying? You know how you go through YouTube or YouTube.
Uh-huh.
It seems like everybody has the same birthday. You see all the
Mm.
stars, it'd be like so and so's birthday is 63. It seems like every star within an,
Uh,
whatever day I'm looking, it seems like everybody had a birthday. It seems like
yeah,
stars.
I never noticed that, sir. Odd.
You got to stop looking at poodles pissing on sidewalks on YouTube. Look at some intellectual stuff. No, but when I'm being serious. I'm being serious.
See?
I'm being.
Really?
You ever notice
I
that
never noticed it.
it seems like people of power or stars or something? It seems
Right.
like birthdays they're coupled around groups,
Mm.
right? It's and tell me if I'm wrong, people out there, but I see it sometimes. It's kind of like 10 stars or 10 rappers were born on, between the 15th of October and the 18th. And you're like, it's not that many of them. That's what I'm
Mm.
saying. For their birthdays to be coupled up like that. But
Right.
anyway, like
Right.
YouTube does it when I'm scrolling down and tells, happy birthday so and so, 63,
Mm.
73. And I'm like,
Push your laptop back because cutting off your head. Push your camera back or whatever you want.
I just got to lift it. That's all.
Yeah, there you go. There you
You know?
go. Now we see you.
Oh,
You don't look like a condom head now.
No, I got you. I got you. Want to capture that whole head. Right. So anyway, pause. But I'll give you on the kid thing. Back to the
Mm.
top.
Uh-huh.
Mom and dad came by over the weekend.
Mm.
Okay. And we were out at night chilling in the backyard, right?
Right.
Dad told me to be quiet. I was too loud.
In your home?
In
Your
my
own
own
home?
backyard.
I mean,
He was like,
I know he did. I believe it.
right.
The people
That was
out
funny
there,
when you said,
but this is a great point. Go ahead.
right. I mean, when you said mom, I'm like,
Yes.
mom. I'm
Yes.
in the backyard chilling. It was me, my woman, mom, and
Mhm.
dad. We in the backyard having a good time.
Right.
Got some drinks in. Yeah.
Yes. Uh-huh.
You know how I mean it's a pretty big backyard,
Right. Yes.
right? He asked me to lower my voice because I was too loud. And you know how that went, right?
What was your response, Mike? Your response, man.
I was respectful,
I know you were. I'm sure you were.
yeah,
Yeah.
but pretty much it was like, man.
Oh, what you saying that this is so funny, what you saying that does like I'm not going to say your age, but we know how old we are. We know how old our parents are.
Yeah.
And with dad actually saying that, and you in your own home,
Mm-hmm.
you in your own home,
Mm-hmm.
you make the noise that you want to make. Can it be disrespectful to tell your parents, hey, that's my home. If I want to be loud, I could be loud. Or,
Well,
in some instances, mind your own business, or, whatever way you say it. Can it be disrespect? Can you make those boundaries with your parents?
well, there's a couple of things. One was I could have been too loud.
Right.
Right. Sometimes you got to think of that. Like,
Right.
instead of that pride and blah, blah,
Right.
blah, I could have been.
Right.
I could have been.
Right.
Right. He could have been right.
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 Because, or if, do I take it a certain way because it's him? Right.
Right.
Instead of my girl saying it or one of my boys saying it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? You got to look at how I try to be, I guess, self-evaluating,
Mm-hmm.
right? At that time, it was this like, relax, calm down. It ain't that serious,
Right.
that could have came across disrespectful,
Mm-hmm.
but it was explained out of love. Like,
Right.
please, this is my point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know, at the end of the day, what I say about that is that I
I
don't
would have
think you
said,
will
I would
ever.
have, yeah, I would
Hmm?
have said, I know I'm not too ghetto.
No, no, I mean, I mean,
That's
but
what I would
see,
have said. I said, I know I'm not too ghetto, Dad, am I?
right, 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 but and
You know,
that's the
Dad
thing,
hates that.
right, right, but it's kind of we put those stereotypes on us, and
Right,
that's a totally different thing. Meaning that
right,
when we're loud, it's ghetto or disrespectful or
right.
angry or
Yes,
whatever.
yes,
When other people are loud, they're just having a good time, good old time, right? So, that's a thing that sometimes we put on ourselves.
right.
Also, who are we trying to, you know, I guess impress?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But also you got to be respectful of your neighbors.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So you got
Yeah,
to look at it so many
I
different
get.
ways. But at the end of the day, the question and the answer is I don't think that you ever become old enough to where you're not considered to be a child by your
Yeah,
parents.
let me tell you something. I totally get it. I get what, why Dad said what he said because of all those reasons you said. But,
Mhm.
I think I felt like I was an adult and don't you can no longer chastise me or when I moved out the house, when I went and got my own apartment and was in my own house, at that time I felt like I was an adult. Like,
Mhm.
no,
But
don't
they
tell
always tell
me.
you if you don't like the rules here, get your own shit,
Yeah,
right?
you get your own stuff. That's a whole nother conversation. Yes. You get your own stuff.
And when you
But
get your own stuff, they still tell you what to do.
exactly. Yep. I
But
remember I remember mom and dad coming to the house when I had my first child. Mom and dad came to the house. Mom came with food to cook that she was getting ready to cook.
mm,
She had stuff and she was just telling me what to do, how to do it. And, she had this, I remember that she had this little bag of rice. It was rice that she had put in the Ziploc bag. And um, I had just got home from the hospital. We was just settling in. And mom was like, all right, let's cook dinner. I was like, I don't want to cook no dinner. She was like, no, you need to cook dinner.
you gotta get off. You gotta get back
Yeah.
to it.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
At that time, I'm like, it's my house. I don't want to cook no dinner. I ain't say I want to cook dinner. She had brought everything, the ingredients and everything, and was like, no, you want to get up and cook dinner. I'm
Right.
like, oh, wow. But
You needed
at
it.
that point, I thought I was the adult,
Hmm,
and she
hmm,
still was sitting there
hmm.
training me what to do, how to do it, when to do it, what you should be doing at this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
The
So I
training ain't
get,
never. I mean, it's never over. I mean, like you always learn something. Blah blah blah. I mean,
right,
that thing, or you're supposed to be open to learn. I mean,
right, right, right,
not everybody learns, but you should be open to learn. But
right.
um,
And that comes under, why do parents give advice when I ain't asked you for it? You know,
well,
why?
the thing is because in all honesty, you always want to help your kid.
Yeah.
You always want to
Yeah.
help your kid. And even though you may not, and this is key, right? This is
Mhm,
this is psychological. People need to think about.
mhm.
If you did want advice, you shouldn't go to them because you know they're going to give it to you. So why
Right,
do you go to them?
right, right, right.
It's like
But
that
can you
reverse.
become, yeah,
It's that reverse thing. You go to them because you
yeah,
know what's going to happen,
right,
right?
right.
If you don't want advice, don't go to them,
Don't say nothing. Don't tell them. Because
right?
you already know, and you already gonna know what the answer is too. Because they're
Oh, you
gonna
don't
tell
know what
you.
the answer is going to be,
They're
but
gonna tell you.
you want to know how it's going to be presented.
Right.
You don't know what it's going to be. It may be you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, or you're the smartest, dumbest person I've ever met. That type of deal. So,
Yes.
but
I think it's so many levels under this discussion because, you know, a parent can become an enabler of their own child. You know what I mean? You can have so many different views on this as far as are you doing too much? Now your child that moved out, let me give this kind of scenario. Your child that moved out, got their own place. Um, you paying their rent because they didn't spend up all their money. You paying a utility bill or
Hmm.
stuff like that. For me, if my child has moved out, I, don't get me wrong. I know things happen because I've been there. But if you ain't paying your rent, I got a problem with that. Now, me, I could buy you groceries, stuff like that. Um, if you didn't pay your rent and you like, I didn't have enough to cover my light bill, I will jump in. I can help with that because you didn't pay your rent. That was the most important part. Mom always told me that. I don't care whatever you do, and I taught it to my kids, pay your shelter. Everything else, you can find out how to get it. Whether your lights
Um,
go out,
I mean,
whatever.
I think,
Dinner, you can go to your parents' house for dinner. You know what I mean?
well,
She
if
always told me that.
well, yeah, yeah. I mean, if you act like an adult, your parents treat you like an adult, right?
Right.
Or
Yeah.
they treat you but you're always going to be their kid, their flesh, their
Right.
blood, their whatever. All
Right.
right.
They're always going to view you.
I think some parents though use, I don't know, this thing that comes across that I see now is that sometimes they coexist with using each other, meaning that the kid that never lets go and the parent that never lets go, right?
Mm.
They're kind of
What
like
does let go mean?
they're support animals of each other. You know what I mean?
How do
And
you let go?
what I mean let go is that your
You're
kid's
not
gonna
talking about,
treat them
that
as a treat
child could be something
them.
could be, going on with that child. Like that child could be a danger or, something. We talking about actually, can you actually let go of your child? I don't think so. You can't, I don't think you can ever really let go. And as a
Yeah.
mother, I say that, you
Okay.
know,
All right. I'll say this as a father. You can.
yeah. See,
Right.
men think differently. Fathers think differently. I think fathers do step back when those kids become adults. But mothers, I don't think we ever step back. I think I think I
I mean,
think you have to tell us.
I think that's a concept,
Mhm,
right? Um, that's what we want to think. That's what
mhm,
society tells us.
yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, but that mom thing is not what it used to be. I mean, no, no, no. Don't get no. There's a difference between a mother
Mhm,
and a mom.
right. True.
Okay,
Yeah.
mother gives birth.
Right. Right.
Moms gives
They in
caring,
it for the
love.
long haul. Yeah.
Right. There's a difference, and I
Mhm.
think just like there's a difference between a dad and a father, right?
So
And
it is a
men
difference.
been hearing that for years. Men been
Mhm.
hearing that for years. There's always a difference, but a mom is nah. There's a difference between a mom and a mother. Yes.
Right. 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 I think there is a difference in the way a mother and a father will view their children as far as, I know me as a mom, and I'm just talking about my own experience. Um, I still look at my children as kids, little kids that need my help
Mm-hmm.
and in adulting, put it that way. Now I don't look at them like, oh yeah, those are my babies. I think they still need their parents' help in adulting, you know. I don't think that ever ends for a mom.
I don't know what you mean by adulting. What are you talking about?
I mean, when they go out in life, when they get on their own, as far as, the decisions they make in life,
That's what you train them
marriage,
for, right?
career choices,
Oh, let me ask you this. Let
raising,
me ask you this. If
mhm.
they don't ask you, do you volunteer?
um,
No.
no, I don't really do that anymore. I wait for the conversation though. I do wait for the conversation so I can get in I've been
Well,
thinking
see,
about or
that's where I go back to the point, right?
mhm,
That if you don't want a person involved, you don't bring it up,
right, right.
right?
Mm.
You may know something's going on, but if they ain't gonna bring it up,
But I'm not going to sit there and not know, you know, it's almost like, can you sit by and just watch your kid, they're failing or they're struggling or something like that, but because they didn't say anything to you, you don't say anything. Now I'm the type of mom, no, I'm going to say something. Like, what's going on?
but
Is everything
and this is
okay?
and I get you, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
don't want it done to you as being an adult having a person older than us. Because our parents think that way.
Mm-hmm.
They may see
And I
you.
see what you're saying. I see the point you're
You see what
making.
I'm saying? You get me?
Because if mom did it to me and I'd be like,
You're
well, I
like,
didn't
yo,
say
this is
nothing to
nuts
you.
and
Yeah.
business.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I see what you're
Right.
saying. But it's so hard to look at it that way when you have your own children.
I get you, but it's the same thing. It's no matter how you look at. I mean,
Mhm.
but murder's murder, dog.
Right.
I mean, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? You can say whatever it is, but it's murder. And the same
Do
thing
you
that
think,
you see, that was my question in the beginning,
uh,
right?
mm,
Right. We want to be treated as adults, but we
mm,
don't want, the ones below us or beneath us or younger than you want to say something like that. But if it came to you, you'd be like, this ain't your business. This ain't your life.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's the irony of it.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I think, for me, do you look at your kids in a different way? Like, do you respect the the adult child that is, they're more self-sufficient, they're the ones that's, can handle this, or or doing really, do
You
you
know,
look at and don't give that one that much attention like you would give the other one that may be struggling a little bit?
my experience is a little bit different because I was divorced, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically had, little to almost no contact for a couple years
Mm-hmm.
with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right, right.
Um, I I I know them as adults, have spoken and all that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, each one has their own thing that I'm worried about, but it also because even though they may be this way today, I still remember them as a kid
Right.
and their personalities.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
those things, in a sense, they may mature, but and this is another way to look at it, you may be mature, but you still are the one. You know what I mean? Your personality is still the same.
Right.
Your kids, their personalities haven't changed since they were kids. They're
Yeah.
the same. They're
Yeah.
the same,
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
right? The same way you thought of them then, you think of them now personality wise, not
Mhm.
judgment wise, but personality wise. That's
Yeah.
funny to me.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I see what you're saying, but I
But
can tell
anyway,
you
what I
right
was saying
now.
is that
Mhm.
I think because of knowing how they were raised, even personality wise,
Mhm.
the makeup of them, I have a pretty good idea of what they're capable of and not capable of. Um, and I think every person needs advice, help, whatever from a elder, right? It could be if you don't have that family member, you know, because if your parents didn't think of you, they may treat you as a kid, but if they didn't think of you as an adult, there's certain topics that they wouldn't talk to you about because adults don't talk to kids about certain things.
Right. Right.
So for them to talk to you, they may not think that the level of conception of what you're going or understanding what you're going through and so forth is at the level that they are, but
Right.
they know you're an adult, right?
Right.
And
Right.
I think those discussions help raise your level of thought. Because sometimes, in all honesty, um, like us having this conversation, right?
Mhm.
You don't think of things like that.
Yeah.
It's not, you know what I mean? You need someone sometimes to think of it in a different way or something. And sometimes parents do that because just like you tell your kids, you can't lie to me. I,
Right.
yeah, you can.
Yo,
I
it's
mean,
so funny to me
I
because
know
my
every
kids,
lie.
they get a certain expression in their mouth
Hmm.
that, and I don't want them to see this video because that's when I know they lying. It's something they do with their mouth. I know exactly when they're lying. I'm like, oh wow, why are you lying to me? This is what I'm saying in my head because I see it. I know it's something that goes on with their mouth. And I'm
Hmm.
like, why are you lying to me? They're
Yo,
adults now. And I'm
the
like,
way
why are
I
you
look at the
lying?
world, if you opening your mouth, you lying to me. I'm talking about you, mom, dad, the priest down the street, the nun across in the supermarket.
Yes. Come on, pessimist.
They all liars. Everybody lies.
You know,
Yo, and
when
like
does
the
it
video twice because the first time you lied.
Lord have mercy. Yo, man, back to the topic. Listen, when you become adults and you know how we have those family traditions where, Christmas Eve is always at our parents. That's been going on forever. You
Okay.
know, um, Thanksgiving, that's the family, everybody cooks for the whole family or whatever, family it is, whoever year it is.
Okay.
Now you're an adult, married with your kids.
Hmm.
Do you stick to them same traditions as your parents? How hard is that? Because, you know,
That's
our
why
parents,
sometimes that's when you don't do everything and you do something. You can't,
for me, I
make
feel like
everybody
you're
happy. Because
still,
for years I stopped going to the Christmas thing. I was
yeah,
out of
see,
state.
I don't feel that way. I feel like it's still an obligation.
Yeah, that's how you feel.
I
I don't feel
feel,
that way.
yeah, I know you don't, but I feel like you should still respect it. Now, when you're married, now you got two sets of parents now. Once you get married, because you get that mother-in-law and that father-in-law,
I
and
got
they have their own traditions. So
mhm.
now you got to figure out which one you're going to and how
Yeah.
you hold on to those traditions. Do you think that, as adult kids, you should, even consider that? I believe you should, because that's family, especially if you've done it all your life.
Consider what, man?
Consider, whether or not you're obligated to go and stick with the family traditions.
What I think, and that's the adult part of you, right? The adult
Mhm.
part of you, if you want to be considered an adult, is start making those decisions. What I would
Right.
have is discussion with my partner and say, listen, we can do here at your crib, do this at my crib, do this at your
Mhm.
crib. Try to split it up, and this time it's just for us.
Right. Right.
Because I ain't running around all United States trying to make everybody happy because of some damn old obligation. Some
Right.
I will respect, but I'm also going to have my peace. You understand?
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
how I
I
look at it.
understand. I know me when my kids were young, that's what we did. We went to the in-laws first, and we always came to my parents' house last because we knew that was the fun time. We was going, have fun in the party.
Mhm,
So we always made that last. That way we could be there all night having
mhm.
fun drinking. That's how we did it. We didn't have a problem with it, but I can see, some families and your parents, they are looking at that. They feel like you are obligated because you're still their kid. Whether you got married or got, whatever, they feel like you are obligated to still stick to one of those traditions. Now, will they understand if you do the half and half? Will they understand if you just don't come to the tradition? I don't think they will understand that part.
Well, I think you're wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. Because
Mhm.
they did it.
Who? You talking about our parents?
Your parents, yeah, our parents did it to their parents.
They were still
Yes,
holding traditions too.
yes. Listen, the same traditions that you talking about,
We were still going to the bishops and all of them holidays, them family functions we had to
not
go to.
every,
We
not
were
all,
still going to those too,
not all.
especially the Thanksgiving thing. How long we been doing Thanksgiving? And we are adults now.
Yo,
We're
it's been a couple.
adults
Yeah, how many years you been doing Thanksgiving?
for
That's the
years.
difference. You ask me, I haven't been in the last
Well,
15.
you ain't in Philadelphia either.
But
So,
what I'm saying is, no, neither are some of the people that come into town. What are you talking about? Are they coming from
well,
Georgia?
I mean,
I mean, My
But
whole point is
that's
this. My
that's my
whole point
point.
is this. But some of them don't. Some of them don't.
Some
Right?
of them don't stick to the family tradition. I
Right.
do know cousins
That's
that
what I'm
don't
saying.
come to the holidays. They do
You
their
feel
own.
if you feel obligated, then you do what you need to do. But what
But the
I'm saying
question
is,
is, do
being an
you think your
adult,
parents should make you feel obligated to do it? You know, parents do look at you as, yeah, you should still do it. I'm one of the ones that, yeah, I feel like you should.
okay,
That's all. You know,
okay. They think I should tithe every Sunday. I don't do that.
you are such a jerk. Oh, you made me call
Right.
you a name. You made me call you a name.
So what? There's a lot of stuff they want you to do. You don't do
Tithing,
yourself.
let me tell you something. First of all, tithing is just not finance, it's not money. Whatever your ministry
Anyway,
is.
hey,
Yes.
hey, hey, hey.
All right, go ahead. Because you brought it up. You shouldn't have brought it
I'm
in.
just saying. I said they. I didn't ask you for a definition. I know what tithing is. But what I'm saying, what I'm saying
Oh
is,
my God.
you do a lot of things that your parents don't want you to do,
Yeah,
right? And you say, I'm grown.
right.
So if I say that about this topic, how you gonna tell me I'm wrong? You know what I'm saying? It
Mm,
doesn't make sense. You can't pick and choose when I mean, you can pick and choose when you want to be grown, but you can't pick
mm,
and choose when I want to be grown.
right,
You
right.
see, I mean, and that's what it comes down to. You explain it to your parents. Hey, listen, you know, and I think I've explained myself to mom and dad. Like, listen, I'm gonna
Mm,
come to certain things, but some things I ain't gonna come.
right, right.
I'm not gonna feel obligated,
Mm,
right? And
mm,
they respect that. They respect that you come.
you're right,
You know what I mean? But you said that,
right.
right? And at that point in time, you have to. I don't know if stick with it, but be an adult about it. And the thing is this: when you say you're going to be somewhere, you be there.
Right.
That's adult for you. You see what I'm saying? That's an adult thing. A
Mm,
kid thing would be, which I don't do, right?
mm.
When I say I ain't coming, I ain't coming.
We know that. We know that. Yes.
Right?
We break it down.
If I say I don't know, I ain't coming.
Right.
If I
Yes.
say I'm coming, I'm there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pause.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta figure out this pause thing.
Now, listen, I don't think it's disrespectful to set boundaries with your parents, but you know, as long as you're being respectful about it, I don't find that to be disrespectful. Um,
My problem is the choice of when to be disrespectful. Meaning this. All right.
you
I
mean
think
the
you should be
choice when to be disrespectful?
all right. All right. I'll give you a perfect example. All right.
Mm,
You know how you joke with somebody
mm,
and all of a sudden they ain't feeling that joke or they ain't feeling it that day. And they be like, oh, well, you ain't funny no more. Oh,
right,
it was funny yesterday.
right.
Just because you're in a bad mood, right? And what I mean by
Are you talking
disrespect,
about parents?
parents, yes, absolutely. And you know
Mm,
this, you can have a conversation with a parent or a
mm,
kid and it go well. And then one day they in a bad mood or something goes wrong in that
mm,
conversation that you normally have, all of a
right,
sudden there's an issue. That's
right,
my problem because I'm very boisterous, right?
right.
So
Mm,
I'm talking thing, it's yesterday. And somebody slipped and fell today and they in a bad mood. So it's all of a sudden the same conversation is disrespectful.
mm.
Those things happen in general because just this ain't the right time, you know. It's not treating you like a kid though, it's just saying this ain't the right time.
I don't know. That just I kind of feel like I don't feel like that was a good analogy. Just put it that way. I kind
All
of
right.
feel like it went kind of
Like
off topic. Like I don't know what it.
it could be off topic. It could be off. I mean, you've called. All right, let me ask you: do you believe that a kid needs? What do you when you say respectful? Because you keep saying that, and I'm trying. And that's why I was trying to get into it. What do you mean respectful then? Explain to me what that means to
When
you.
I say respectful, respectfully, you mean you're not being like, I'm not going to go to mom and dad and say, listen here, right? I ain't coming to Christmas Eve. I don't want to come to Christmas. Your Christmas Eve is trash. Like that's disrespectful. I ain't going nowhere near it. Like
Is that disrespectful?
we got somebody. This it right here. Prime example. So the family sends out a um
Invitation?
flyer for, one of the family picnics or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
They do that every summer. And they send it out to the whole family. It's a whole big group text. They send it out to the whole family. One of the cousins sent back on the group text like, "Oh hell no, I ain't coming there." That's disrespectful. Like this came from, and you know who puts it out? This came from the church. Like, why would you say that? If you don't want to come, it's an every year tradition. If you didn't want to come, why did you just put that on the whole, where the whole family seen it and was like, yo, why did you do that? That's disrespectful. You could have just not, you didn't have to respond at all. If you wasn't going to come, don't come. That's disrespectful to me.
All right. So what about if they didn't say anything and just didn't go? Is that disrespectful?
I probably could. I'm not going to say disrespectful. I feel like that's where manners and courtesy and all that stuff come in. That's where that
That's
falls.
disrespectful.
I don't find it to be disrespectful because I did that. I didn't respond. I
Oh,
didn't
you were
go.
disrespectful.
I don't feel like I was disrespectful. I just feel like I ain't had no manners. I could
Right.
have just
You were
responded and said, no,
disrespecting
I
the
won't be
family.
there.
You were disrespecting the family.
No, I just told you what disrespect is. That was not
No, no,
disrespectful.
I understand what
Listen,
you. I
listen.
understand what
I'm
you
gonna say
said it
this.
was.
I'm gonna say this because
But
I
you
want
were
the audience. I
disrespectful.
want the audience to listen to that. I want the audience to listen to what we just said, and I want y'all comments on that part. Did you find that to be disrespectful or just bad manners? Because I think disrespect is a different, it falls under something else. That's my opinion. So comment on that part, please, guys. Was it disrespectful or is it just bad manners? All right, go ahead.
Please do. Please do.
Yes.
I gotta sell some property. I won that one. I'm gonna win on that one.
I don't
But
think
no,
so.
no,
I think it's
seriously.
bad manners.
I think in all seriousness is that you dictate in a sense, like your parents are always going to treat you like kids. And what I mean by treat you like kids is give you unwanted advice, um,
Mhm.
tell you, but I think they do it out of love, right?
Right.
And the reason I say that is because that's why I do it to my kids,
Yep. I do it out
right?
of love. I try not to pry though. I try not to pry because
Well,
that
well,
can turn into something else.
yeah, I'm not into prying. In all honesty, unless you bring it to me, I probably don't know. To be honest with you, because I
Mm,
live in my bubble, right? My bubble
right.
is pretty cool. But
Mm,
unless you bring it to me, I'm not in your business,
mm.
right? Now, if you
Yeah.
walk around me and you sad or something, I'll be like, "Yo, what's wrong with you?" Something like
Right.
that.
Right.
But I see myself, or I have seen myself in the past, and this is something I'm learning.
Mm.
When as a person brings up something to me, I don't try to solve it. I just listen.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
If you
that's
if you it, no seriously, because and I will say this, Shelly, in all
mhm.
seriousness, you're like that,
Right. Right.
right? Because
Yeah.
you don't want to get involved,
Right. I don't
right?
like it. I don't. I don't. I don't like. I'm telling you. I'm a person. I don't like confrontation. I don't like. Don't tell me your problems because that it's like a big pressure on me.
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all people, right? I saw this guy back in the day, and this is a story. Maybe Shelly remembers it none.
Mm,
And he had one foot, and he walked up to Shelly, and he was like, "I want to tell you how this happened because he was asking for money." and Shelly told him to hop away from her.
You are such a jerk.
It was
Why would you tell that story? That did not
said,
happen.
he said a little bit more fierce than that, right? And then kicked his pants leg. The
You
empty
are such. Why would you say that? That did not happen, guys. That did not happen.
that's my sister.
Yeah, yo. You were so crazy, man. That didn't happen, y'all. That did not happen. Listen, you know,
Comment if you believe it happened or
yes.
not. And one-legged man out there, I'm sorry.
Listen, we really want to hear from you guys. We want to hear, how old are you? Do your parents still treat you like a kid? What's the funniest or most frustrating thing they've done recently that made you realize you will always be their child? Really send those comments in, guys. We want to hear about that and see and hear the stories and hear some funny stories,
Yeah,
because
I mean, I
that's
got
the
told this last weekend. I was too loud and I need to shut up. I was like, wow.
wow.
You know, I was
Yeah.
gonna pack my room and I'm running away. And I'm like, I'm at my own crib.
Listen. I
But I
think
lowered my voice though.
you did. Yeah.
I mean, we had
Yeah.
a discussion about it, but at the end of the day, I still lowered my
Mm,
voice,
right.
because, it's dad. What you gonna do?
Right. Right.
You know?
That's where the respect coming in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you want to close? You want to close? You got
Sure.
some more? You got some more?
No. I mean, the only thing I have to say is people, when you look at, all right, why you treat me as a kid, look at what you do to your kids, right?
If you're acting like a kid, that's why you're being treated like a kid.
People, people don't really self-evaluate enough in order to figure certain things out and so forth. Go through the video, see the difference of opinions, comment on them. We're
Right.
more than willing to look at that and answer. All right. I'm going to be looking at some comments and answering and being harsh and so forth. If you want to know more details about a situation, ask us about that. Other than that, we appreciate you. And Shelly's going to go do. I like your glasses, Shelly, and your hoop earrings.
After you talked about my hair.
Oh, I wasn't going to talk about it.
Oh my gosh, yo, listen, I'm so mad that my hair did not come out the way it was supposed to come out, man. This is a 2-day process right here, and this is what we got. So I don't know what's going on with my hair, but hey,
Yo, man, I got
it's
a
a good
couple
cut. I can tell
of
you that.
these.
It's a good cut.
No,
Yeah.
it's a good. No, I mean, it's fine.
Whatever, man.
No,
Whatever.
listen,
And
guys, we
don't
really
forget, guys,
appreciate
to subscribe. Subscribe. Yes, come and subscribe. And we're gonna close with this because I think, my opinion, I don't think parents ever stop looking at you as kids. I know I have never stopped looking
I
at
guess the
my
opinion is, should they?
well, the real question is, isn't whether we stop being our parents' kids. Maybe it's whether parents ever stop being parents.
Yeah, they only stop being parents till they die. That's what they tell you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be a parent.
I
I
think
mean,
it's
once
the
I'm a parent,
strongest bond. I remember, not to go so far back, but I remember saying this to someone years ago, and I said, it's a different kind of love when you have a child. It's a That's the strongest bond I think you will ever experience. A
Dr. F.
parent and a child.
Who are you talking to, Dr. F?
Stop playing with me. On my nerves, man. Yes. But yeah, think about that, guys. I think it's the strongest bond you'll ever experience. It's a different kind of love You don't love anyone else in the way that you love your child. And that's just from a mother's point of view.
No, I agree with you, man. And men, we love, but we can move on.
Yeah. Y'all step
But
back.
but
Y'all
you
don't.
know, always have a place in the heart. But definitely be blessed, enjoy, and love the relationships that you have with your
Right.
kids and
Right.
with your parents.
And fix those relationships if they're not um where you want them. Do that self-evaluation on yourself, like bro said, because it could be you. It's something that you have to find out and fix those relationships. Cause they hard, but fix them. Yes. Yes. All right, guys. Today we are going to close. We thank you guys. Subscribe, as we said, and send those comments. And we're going to send that short out about what we talked about, that debate. We're going to send it out. And we want y'all comments on that. All
Take
right.
care. Peace out.
Love you guys.
I ain't gonna say all
Love you guys.
that. I don't even know them.